A very good morning, students. As we have started with the 9th standard science, that is the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? So, in this chapter, as you know, we have started with the discussion of separation of the mixtures. So, how to separate the constituents of the mixture depending upon the nature, right? So, in that, we started with the second method, that is separation of a mixture of a solid and a liquid. How to separate the mixture of a solid and the liquid. Chromatography. Chromatography, this word is derived from the Greek. If you divide, chroma means color, graphene means to write. Literally, if you join these two words, it will come as color writing. Means what? This is one laboratory technique used to separate the constituents of the mixture. So chromatography, nothing but it is a technique of separating two or more dissolved solids which are present in a solution in very small quantities. Right from the 20th century, it is in practice. They used to use it to separate the plant pigments like chlorophyll. Types of chromatography. There are so many types like paper chromatography, thin layer chromatography, gel chromatography, column chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, gel filtration chromatography, gas liquid chromatography, and affinity chromatography. This year in our syllabus, we are going to focus only on paper chromatography. Paper chromatography. This method is used to separate the colored components present in the mixture of red and blue inks by paper chromatography. So this is the laboratory where we are going to do the paper chromatography method. So you are going to take one normal filter paper, a thin long strip of filter paper we are going to take. See, they are showing you the filter paper. Then put a small, first you have to put a line 4 centimeters away from one end of the filter paper. At the middle you are going to put one line. With the help of the capillary tube, we are going to take the red and blue ink mixture. Take a drop of blue and red ink mixture, put it at the center where 4 centimeter distance you have put one line, no, there at the center you have to put that ink. Then allow it to dry. 1 or 2 drops you have to put. Then allow that filter paper strip to dry. Then take one measuring jar where you are going to measure the 5 ml of distilled water. Take it one jar, put it in that chromatography jar, it is called, and measure 5 ml of alcohol. This also we are going to put it in the jar. So in the jar we have mixed water plus alcohol. Stir these two with the help of the capillary tube. After this filter paper strip what you have prepared, no, keep it in that. How to keep? The bottom of the paper should touch the water but not your ink. Like that you have to keep it in that chamber and cover the lid. Keep it for some time. Yes, you can see there how the water is rising on the filter paper strip. Remove that filter paper and allow it to dry. Then you mark till where the water has risen. Allow it to dry. Once it will become dry, you can observe the colors, the different colors which you can mark on the paper. Applications of paper chromatography. It is used to separate the mixtures of the drugs, to separate the carbohydrates, vitamins, antibiotics, proteins from the mixture. In identification of the drugs, identification of the impurities from the mixture, and even it is used in analysis of metabolites of the drugs in the blood and urine. Means this is used in the forensic science to detect and to identify the trace amounts of substances in the bladder, in the stomach, in our blood, urine, like that it is used to detect. So these are all comes under applications of a paper chromatography. Let us discuss one more method in separation of mixture of a solid and a liquid by distillation method. So what is distillation? Distillation is an unit operation which involves separation of a vaporizable component from a multi-component system and subsequent condensation of the vapors. Let us take one example for the students. The example of salt water. You want to separate the salt from the water. So what you will do? There is one method called as evaporation, as you know. So you will start the evaporation method. Water will get evaporated and the salt will remain. But here water is getting evaporated, but we want the water also. We want to separate salt and water. We don't want to lose the water. So in such a condition, you cannot go for evaporation. You have to go for the process called distillation. So what happens in the distillation? You are separating the salt as well as the water what is going to evaporate. You are going to condense and get it back. So that is the method called as distillation, and difference between evaporation and distillation. What is the definition of a distillation? Distillation is the process of heating a liquid to form vapor and then cooling the vapor to get back liquid. Here there is a representation of the distillation process. Liquid, if you heat it, it will convert into the vapor, nothing but the gaseous form. Again, if you condense, if you cool those vapor, you can get back the liquid. So after this process, what liquid you are going to get? That is called as the distillate. Distillation. So to do the distillation, we have taken salt water in a retort or round bottom flask. Heat the salt water. Water, when it reaches 100 degrees Celsius, it will start converting into steam. The steam will pass through the condenser and it will collect in the beaker. So this is the method of separating water from the mixture called distillation process. So once again I am explaining the distillation process with the help of apparatus. So you can see in the picture there is a liquid with a solid dissolved in it. Means salt water you have taken in a round bottom flask. So round bottom flask with a thermometer, and the flask will continue with a tube. Tube will continue with a condenser. The condenser is having one water outlet and one for the cold water. And at last you are going to get one flask where the pure liquid is collected. Sorry. See the procedure. You are going to take the salt water in the beaker. Beaker is kept on the tripod stand, and below the stand you can find the burner. So as you heat the water, nothing but the salt water, the water when it reaches its boiling point, it will start converting into vapor stage. The vapors are collected in the condenser, and you can see there is one cold water tap. With the help of that, we are going to provide the cold water to the outer surface of the condenser, so that the water vapor can condense and can convert into the liquid form, and that liquid form is collected in the receiving flask. Nothing but in the flask you have collected is the pure water. Salt will remain in the round bottom flask. So this is the way of separating the salt from the water, or you can say the liquid from the solid mixtures. Applications of simple distillation method. For the preparation of a distilled water and water for injection, because in this method we can get the distilled water, pure water, so this method is used. Volatile and aromatic waters are prepared. Organic solvents are purified, and few official compounds can also be prepared, which are used for laboratory, for medical purposes. They are also can be prepared with this method. Next, non-volatile solids. Now salt will not start boiling, or it will not convert into liquid with a less temperature, so we will call as a non-volatile solids. So non-volatile solids are separated from volatile liquids. Water, this example water we took, no, so it reaches its boiling point, then it will start converting into some other state, so it is a volatile liquid. For all these purposes we find the usage of simple distillation process. As you can see in this picture, this is a distillation of the sea water in a huge quantity. So there are many coastal areas where drinking water is not available in a sufficient quantity. The process of distillation is used to obtain drinking water from sea water in many countries. So students, in today's class we have discussed about the separation by chromatography and by distillation process. Hope you understood. Take down the today's home assignment. First question, mention the applications of chromatography. Second one, draw a neat labeled diagram of distillation. Third one, mention the applications of distillation process. Remaining we will discuss in the next class, students. Thank you.